The funny thing about conversations is that everyone thinks they're harder than they actually are, especially introverts. If you ask an introvert why socializing feels like running a marathon with no finish line, they'll probably tell you it's because they just don't like talking. But let's be honest, that's not entirely true. Introverts love talking. Ever met one who's passionate about a niche topic? Good luck getting them to stop. The problem isn't talking itself. It's the way they approach conversations. And that's where the number one mistake introverts make comes in. They focus on saying the right thing instead of the real thing. Yeah, that's it. That's the mistake. Overthinking. Planning every word like a chess move. Analyzing every response like it's an ancient manuscript. Running conversation simulations in their head like they're piloting a spaceship to Mars. Here's the brutal truth. Most people don't remember what you say. They remember how you made them feel. And when you're trapped in your own head trying to say the perfect thing, you're not really in the conversation. You're in some mental waiting room, rehearsing lines for a play that doesn't even exist. And guess what? People can tell. They can sense when someone is talking at them, instead of talking with them. When a response is too polished, too hesitant, too carefully constructed, it makes them feel like they're being interviewed, not connected with. And when that happens, the conversation dies a slow, awkward death. Now, you might be thinking, okay, but I don't want to sound dumb, or I just want to say something interesting. But that's the thing. Conversations aren't about impressing people. They're about engaging them. And the easiest way to do that? Stop treating every interaction like an oral exam. The secret to fixing this? Start responding, not performing. Conversations are messy. They're unpredictable. They're full of pauses, half-formed thoughts, and random topic switches. And that's exactly why they work. When you allow yourself to be present instead of trying to be perfect, everything gets easier. Let me give you an example. Say you're at a party, which for an introvert is basically a survival challenge. Someone walks up to you and says, "Hey, have you ever been to Italy?" Now, an overthinking introvert would start processing like a slow-loading web page. Do I tell them I haven't been? Should I ask them about their trip? What if they think I'm boring? Maybe I should pretend I know a lot about Italy? By the time they come up with an answer, the other person has already moved on, probably to someone who isn't internally buffering like an old computer. Meanwhile, a person who's just present would simply say, "Nah, never been, but I feel like everyone comes back obsessed with gelato." "Nope, but I had an Italian roommate once, and he had the thickest accent I've ever heard." "Haven't been yet. What's the best thing you ate there?" None of these responses are groundbreaking, but they work because they keep the conversation moving. They don't overcomplicate things. And here's the best part. You don't have to say anything deep, interesting, or even funny. You just have to be real. People connect with vibes, not words. Here's something most introverts don't realize. Charisma has almost nothing to do with what you say. Think about the most likable people you know. The ones who can hold a room's attention effortlessly. They're not walking around dropping Shakespearean monologues. They're just comfortable in the moment. Meanwhile, introverts are often so focused on saying the right thing that they come off as stiff, robotic, or worse, detached. And that's what actually kills conversations. People aren't looking for the perfect response. They're looking for someone who makes them feel heard, someone who reacts naturally, someone who actually seems interested instead of just calculating their next move. If you want to be better at conversations, stop treating them like a game you can win and start treating them like an experience you can enjoy. The quick fix? Talk like you would text. Okay, hear me out. Imagine you're texting a friend. You don't overthink every message. You don't plan out responses like a lawyer in court. You just respond. But when it comes to real-life conversations, suddenly the pressure kicks in. Now it's like, oh no, I have to be witty. I have to be insightful. I have to make sure I don't say something dumb. Except you don't. Try this. The next time you're in a conversation, talk the way you text. Keep it casual. React naturally. If something surprises you, say, "No way." If something is funny, laugh. If you don't know what to say, just say, "That's wild," and let them keep talking. The less you filter yourself, the smoother everything flows. But what if you still don't know what to say? Here's a little trick. Be curious. When you don't know what to say, ask a question. But not a generic dead-end question like, so what do you do? Instead, make it something that actually sparks a response. Instead of, what do you do? Say, what's the most ridiculous thing that's happened at your job? Instead of, where are you from? Say, what's something weirdly specific about your hometown? Instead of, do you like music? Say, if you could only listen to one song for the rest of your life, what would it be? See the difference? One makes people recite. The other makes people think. And when people think, they engage. What happens when you stop overthinking? Something weird happens when you stop treating conversations like a performance and start treating them like a game. You relax. You start noticing things. You pick up on details you were too nervous to see before. And suddenly, people start responding to you differently. They feel more comfortable around you. They open up more. They enjoy talking to you. Because now, you're not just that quiet person who seems lost in thought. You're someone who's actually present. Someone who listens. Someone who responds. That's it. That's the whole secret. Conversations aren't about saying the right thing. They're about making people feel like they're not just talking to a wall. And if you can do that, you'll never have to worry about what to say again. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.